We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you another episode of We Can Help with Dave and Woody, already in progress.
Did you ever go to 7-Eleven as a kid?
Yeah, we had a 7-Eleven down from our junior high.
Yeah, they're still around, I think.
Yeah,
Although
they used to be, were they headquartered in Orlando?
That's what I was just debating in my head.
There was a big distribution center for them down there off of South that industrial park down South Sand Lake.
Right, and there was a corporate office up near Altamont Springs.
Hang on a second. That's interesting because I don't think they're down there anymore, but hold on.
Yes, yeah.
Hey, Alexa, where is 7-Eleven headquartered?
7-Eleven's headquarters are in Irving, Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's real close. Real close.
Or did they ever have any headquartered offices in Orlando?
Stupid
7-Eleven has a significant presence in Orlando with 121 locations, but their main headquarters has always been in Irving, Texas.
Okay.
That's pretty sad. We're already hitting Alexa up 30 seconds into the...
The facts just don't line up with what we're hoping to find. I hope I could still help clear that up for you, though.
All right.
That's what she said.
We're in the middle of the show here. Jeez. Now, why are they called 7-Eleven, Dave?
Well, we have a store at the beach here at Jack's Beach called, what's it called, Sheila? 8 to Late? Sheila.
Don't be bringing in yet another consultant to the show. We have enough going on here.
I think it was open from 7 to 11.
Yeah, you think? Isn't that crazy? Because I never remember having those hours. Ask her one more time. When did 7-Eleven start going 24 hours?
Oh, okay. Alexa, when did 7-Eleven go 24 hours?
Tonight.
7-Eleven started experimenting with 24/7 hours in the 1960s after a busy night in Austin. By the 1980s and 90s, most stores were open around the clock, especially near colleges and transportation hubs.
Okay, what year was the Big Gulp invented?
Why?
The Big Gulp was introduced in 1976. It started as a 32-ounce drink in Southern California and quickly became a huge hit. Would you like to know about other popular 7-Eleven products?
No,
the Slurpee.
Did you know that the Big Mac?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Did you know that the Big Mac was invented in Pittsburgh?
No, I did not.
I don't believe that. Hang on a second. Alexa, where was the McDonald's Big Mac invented?
The Big Mac was created in 1967 by Jim Delegati at his McDonald's franchise in Ross Township, a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Well, there you go. History is on your side tonight.
Who knew?
How many more trivia questions you want to ask Alexa before we get to things here today?
Well, welcome back to We Can Help with Dave and Woody.
Dave and Woody. And if you don't know how to spell it, it's DAVE.
It's 26 characters. All right, I'm not going to do that.
Well, maybe we should. When we get to the answer, we
can put it.
We had a long debate before the show about how searching works on YouTube, folks. And when we get the answers, we'll one of us will get the gloat in glory.
No, I'm not going to gloat. I just think for the good of the
audience.
audience.
You will. I wouldn't be hurt if you gloated.
No
you
gloating.
Can count on me rubbing your face in it if I'm right.
I'm not that kind of guy, Woody.
I am. I take him when I can get him.
You like to dance on the man's grave. I told you so.
You didn't know. So
sounds like a
nanny. I like a debate like that, and then test it and find out. You know what will happen though? Whatever the result is, because of the debate, I'll remember the answer at least. Versus you going, I don't remember the answer. So
yeah. All right.
So you have a fun week in O-Town?
Well, hold on. Don't we have to? It's a big day today. Shouldn't we recognize this for our listeners?
No, I have no heritage in this that I'm aware of.
My wife is.
Oh, okay. Well, I was about to ask you. You have none either, right?
Well, I don't know if you.
Well, today is St. Patty's Day.
St. Patrick's Day, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not the day you'll be listening to the show, but Dave is what, knee deep in green beer so far today?
I have an Irish toast for you. You ready? A St. Patrick's Day toast. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I used it
Oh,
this morning.
glad
And,
you were prepared.
well, I am prepared. I just have to go find it. Shit. All right. So anyway, today's St. Patrick's Day. Would you like to hear the history of St. Patrick's Day?
No, no, it's all right.
Hell, I can't find it now. Anyway, it has something about the number of shamrocks. I hope there's more of them. I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
All
I
right.
went to Ireland a few years ago. Very nice island.
Well, you drink Guinness.
I'm not a huge. I will. My son has proclaimed it his favorite beer before he was even of drinking age. So I don't know what that was about. But we tried to go to the Guinness plant, but without a reservation, it was impossible. So we walked around the outside of it and went to a pub nearby and drank Guinness there. So
Apparently, it's 10 slices of bread in every pint. That's what I need is more bread.
well, and also it's in the can there's a little nitrous cartridge in the can.
Yeah, I saw there's this apparatus you can buy. It's kind of they pull the pints in Britain, and so
Yes,
it's I don't know. It's
not all of them, but
No,
I
but
forget
yeah.
there was a reasoning behind it. I
Well,
read that
it's
recently.
actually Guinness has got some gas in it. That's what gives it.
Yeah,
that
nitrous
push.
oxide.
Yeah.
That's what gives it that creamy head to it. Is the nitrous oxide? Yeah, I said creamy head.
I can't wait till the AI companion summarizes Woody talking about his
so
creamy
so
head.
so at work we use the AI companion. We'll talk about that in a second. But at work we use the AI
Speaking of
companion.
creamy head, I'm going back
Right.
on the knob.
He's back
Good.
on the knob. And I've been using it to summarize meetings, kind of testing it and everything. So I am about halfway through every meeting I have with one of my colleagues, and I'll just call him Russ. I'll say, "So Russ, how's that heroin addiction?" he's like, HR is going to call me one of these days,
Because it goes into the summary,
right?
and then Woody asks, "How would you say that?" Woody was concerned about
Russ's heroin habit.
Oh, yeah. Words have meaning, Woody.
Yeah, well, I was going to say you have to be careful because I'm getting used to that now, the AI recording, transcribing, and everything. And on one meeting, we were joking about this company was going to come to town. They wanted to go out to dinner, and we were joking about, well, so and so can't go because they drink too much. I said, yeah, that's why I don't get invited. I drink way too much. And sure enough, and I read the summary in there, and Woody says he drinks too much. So you got to be, careful on what you state on these calls.
Yeah, I don't know. I worked with a guy who was a principal. I won't say where and what his name was, but let's just say he told some off color stuff that I remember. I remember we had a young buck that came in. I may have alluded to this story at one point, and he was a Gen, not Z, but millennial, and he fast mover. He wanted to climb to the top, so he comes in with his new smartphone, sets it on the table, and pushes record. He had some app to take notes.
Yeah.
Transcribe notes or something, and the guy goes, "What is that?" He goes, "Well, just in case I don't want to miss anything you say." He goes,
Then
"No,
listen,
turn that off."
that.
And I was like, I can't wait till this guy sees this, because he was always famous for saying something off color
Oh,
that
man.
was.
Well, that's how a lot of people, that whole, that's how it happens in this day and age. It's the younger generation basically knows to keep their mouth shut nowadays. Everything's on, everything's videoed, everything's recorded. So
Yeah, but that takes some of the fun out of it.
It does. It reduces, but it also stops the person that is a true racist or whatever from having free reign to express their viewpoints and everything. So
rub some dirt on it.
Well, you have to remember, me and you weren't exactly the butt of many a comment. So that I don't know what it's like to be in that situation.
I've often said there's no way I could walk in a man's shoes that I don't
Right.
that don't fit. Really, that's impossible.
You get a lot of bunions and,
I don't know, but it seems like we're just
I know.
it's taking the fun out of it. Not that I'm a
Oh.
bigot, or not that there's anything wrong with that. What was that last Seinfeld line?
Now, I won't quote a recent politician, but that's all right.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Anyway, so it's St. Patrick's Day. Good on you. I don't know what Irish people say. What is that? Slaint. What is that? Not taint, but what is it? What's the toast? Hold on. All right. Let's do this real quick. Alexa, can you give us a good Irish toast to start our podcast with? Okay.
All right. Well, good. Glad to hear.
A toast before we begin. May the voices we gather here tonight find their way through the static and silence that haunts every word. Though our stories drift
This is not
lonely
Irish,
like leaves
Dave.
in decay, and our laughter rings hollow, barely heard. May the microphone capture what hearts cannot hold, all the dreams that have withered, the hopes that have fled, though the world seems indifferent, distant and cold, and our whispers fall soft as tears for the dead. Here's to speaking when no one is listening close, to the echoes that answer from chambers of stone. May we find in this darkness what matters the
All
most.
right, Alexa, I can't do it anymore, Dave. Jeez,
So we
what's
raise
going
up
on?
our glasses to
Last
stories
call,
untold.
folks. Last
May they
call.
warm us like fire in the gathering cold.
Alexa, do it in an
God's
Irish
sakes, woman.
voice, please. Jeez, I asked for a toast, not a speech. My God.
Don't get all sensitive, Alexa. God, she's getting all bent out of shape. We just stop. We'll come back to you later. God, grief.
See,
Wow.
that's what happens when you bring her in early on the show. She thinks she
they got the
has the whole
vote.
show.
They got the vote. Then they start playing golf. Now they smoke
Right.
cigars all the time. Now they're in this.
Yeah,
thing.
you're not a sexist at all.
Get off the golf course, damn it.
Too slow.
All right. Where were we? I thought we had a show going on here. God,
we had
lights are off.
had a game plan. We've talked 7-Eleven, AI transcribing, and St. Patty's Day. And,
Yeah. All right. Let's get back on
Guinness.
track. So you were going to ask me about my weekend, right?
Yeah. Well, your past weekend.
Yeah. Well, what he's alluding to, in case you missed the last episode,
We'll go back and listen to last show, and then you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
this
we'll
show.
wait. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
Alexa won't be done with her toast.
it'll still
By the time
be
you get
toasting.
back.
Don't worry, we'll be here. Sheila and I didn't drive. We had Carolyn drove. A lady drove a big
Okay.
bus.
All right.
And we went down to Orlando on Thursday morning and stayed Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the Hilton Orlando, or Orlando Hilton, whichever it is. And we had 12 beautiful young children that were a lot of sixth graders. We were 6 boys and 6 girls. And we just did the FBLA thing. And our kids.
Any chance any of these is their first trip to a hotel or anything?
Possibly. We
Okay.
didn't inquisitively. I think one of them was the first time I ever saw an escalator, because the first thing he did was sit down on it. And I'm like, no, don't do that. We'd have been pulling him out of the teeth at the end of it.
His pants go down into the end of it.
Yeah, it was a good trip. The sad thing is, and I don't want to castigate our little friends that are 6th graders, but they are challenging to have on the road. Some of them did much better than others, but it was all hands on deck the whole time.
I helped with the Cub Scout group for my son. I never was the leader of his age group, his den, but I always assisted. And my job, as I saw fit, was I can tell when things are about to go sideways.
Yeah.
Right. And so I would just stand at the back of the room, and I would see 2 kids, and I'd come up, and I would, if it was my son, I'd do the same. I'd tap him like, pay attention, no, none of that. And I would just walk around the whole thing, because it's an hour. Right. And for fifth, 4th, 5th grader, that is way too long to be,
sitting still.
Attention. Yeah. So, I'm very good at catching that stuff before it gets out of hand.
Well, the thing that's a real test is at the end of the trip, we have to be in the hallway with bags packed at 6:15 a.m. to catch the bus at 7. And then when you have to go in and check the rooms, I have to check the
Oh
rooms, make sure
man.
nothing's left
Yeah.
behind. I'm like, well, clearly you have no idea what it means to be a housekeeper. Because a couple of the
Really?
girls, the older girls, I would say did well because they've done it last year. They were on the trip last
Okay.
year. But man, what a bunch of pigsty. I know you're
I'm
12.
trying to think if I would have been any better at that age.
I
You
don't
have no
know.
concept of straightening up, you know.
Well,
Uh,
it's just, yeah,
my mother, God bless her soul, enjoyed cleaning. So even though we had to straighten our rooms occasionally, when I left in the morning, when I got back, it was like, they had cleaned my room. So, because she liked doing it, and she was a stay-at-home mom, and so it was
I
taken
get it.
care of for me. So it was many years in college. I know I pissed off Rick a few times how just dingy I was. I had no concept of
Well,
cleaning.
maybe that's the way it works. But anyway, it was a good trip. Our kids did in advance. The one highlight was the young man. I guess we've done the show. Did we do the show when I was in Atlanta? I guess we didn't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, you
Well,
did it from
if you
the
go back to one of the earliest episodes, the young man that we took to Atlanta for nationals as a seventh grader, he ran for a state office. So now he won the reporter. So it's like the secretary for the state level. So he's, there's president, vice president, treasurer, and reporter. So he won his election, and it's a pretty cool thing. He'll be a junior this year, and he's got enough about him. He could run for president. I don't know about a national level. I don't know, but it
right.
was exciting to see him succeed. And,
Well,
I got to say, hey, my work is done. So I
right.
passed the baton to his advisor.
um, so none of your kids advance. Is that a reflection on the teaching staff?
Probably.
No, I'm just teasing you.
Well, so I've told all my kids all along that I see this as a feeder program, kind of like sports.
Yeah,
So if I can get a couple like sixth, seventh, and eighth graders to go to this state and be indoctrinated and also initiated, I guess a better word, to what goes on at this big hotel, then by
right.
the time they get to high school, they're well sought after and they're already up to speed. So
And
they
they
should,
know what to do, where to be, and what
yeah,
they're looking
and
for.
a
Yeah.
couple of my kids were at the high school level performing. They had
Okay.
qualified for state, and I don't know if any of them made it to national. But yeah, it's always exciting. It's pretty competitive, man. I tell you what, not to be racial or bigoted, but the
That
Indian,
means you're going to be. But go
yes,
ahead.
I'm going to, but the Indians, it used to be we always griped about the Asians. The Asians test well and their parents
Right.
hold them feet to the fire. But the Indians, man, they are cleaning our clock. I mean,
Yeah.
it's quite a population that's
It's a different
succeeding.
work ethic. Yeah. A school
Yes,
ethic, I
Sheila
should say,
says they
not work
chain their
ethic.
kids to the chairs and make them
Yeah.
study and
Yeah. Oh,
crazy stuff.
don't no, they don't do that.
I think they do.
They do not. You don't
A
know
lot of
what
marks on their arms.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, let's spread that rumor going around. So this year's nationals, if I remember right, is Houston.
San Antonio.
Oh, okay. So it's like Houston. Houston's a dump. Sorry for our listeners in Houston, but
It's wet.
oh man,
I think it's a swamp.
oh, it's just every time I go, so we went there right out of college, if I remember right, and it was just a dump. And so I went back about 2 years ago. So that's been 30 years. I'm like, oh, maybe it's gotten better. Nope.
No.
It is just a dump, man. It's nothing survives there.
And for our listeners in Houston, it's a dump.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dumpster.
What do you call Greensboro? Dumpsboro?
Dumpsboro. Oh, yeah, this is its sister city, Dumpston. So
I've
a
been
lot
to
of people love
Houston.
it, though. A lot of people love it. So give it to them. But
There's one of those big planned communities out there called Kingsland, I think it is.
I don't know.
I don't know. I had a cousin that lived out there
Hmm.
in Houston area, big I don't know, whatever. I spent a lot of time in Dallas, Fort Worth for work, mostly Fort Worth, which
Yeah.
Texas is hot. It's a big state, though, they say.
Yeah, I could have. One of my prior companies was headquartered in Plano, which is essentially Dallas, and
Yeah, I almost moved to Plano. We had another
yeah, and I
cousin in Henderson.
okay.
Henderson?
All right, we were like on the
Richardson.
14th floor of this high rise, and I'm in the break room, and this is pre-kids, just married, and I'm looking out the window at just flatness and everything, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't
Tell you
move
what,
here.
we went to Plano. My dad, we were going to go to Pueblo, Colorado or Plano, Texas for this
Okay,
thing that my dad had to do. So he
right,
had an option. And we went to Plano and he took me to Plano High School to see what the football team was like because I ended up playing in Colorado too.
right.
And I'm looking at these pictures of these kids on the wall. They're talking to the coach. And I'm like, is this a college team? These kids are
Yeah, right.
huge. I
You're
mean,
like, I'm gonna play water boy on
no,
this
I mean,
team.
like tackles were 6'5", 315 pounds. I'm like, holy crap. So I didn't want to go to Plano.
Yeah, I could imagine. Are those stadiums down there are crazy for high school? They're better than
Yeah.
some college stadiums around the country. So, Division One teams. But yeah, I never had a desire strictly from an environmental standpoint to live in Texas, any part of it. My wife loved what's God, now the name just escaped me.
Austin,
Um yeah, Austin. She liked Austin a lot. Thought that was a
it's a
pretty cool
college
town.
town. It's a
Yeah, but
capital, but it's
yeah,
it's probably it's really liberal too as far as the
well,
it's
whatever.
college town. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
It's still pretty though. They
and
great
yeah,
barbecue.
so San Antonio was kind of cool. I've been there. I've enjoyed myself there, the river walk and everything, and enjoyed it there. We stayed in the Rough Rider Hotel.
Rough Rider.
Yeah.
So I like it. All
Which
right.
president was part
So
of the
that
Rough
so,
Riders?
so that was my FBLA thing. And then the best thing was coming home Sunday to spring break.
Must be nice, Dave. Must be nice.
Well, I'm resting. I haven't
Okay.
shaved.
Can't
Uh,
tell. You
can't
got a
tell. It's all
white,
my
it's a
beard's going.
white
My
and gray
beard's going
beard.
white. Isn't that weird?
That's what happens when you get old, right?
Yeah, it used to be red. All right, what else we got?
Sure, you're not Irish?
I'm German, Swiss.
And where's the red beard?
It's gone. It's going white now. It's like I need to have some more white. That'd be good.
You gonna finish that tonight?
No, I could, but I don't think Sheila would appreciate it.
Yeah, that's
No, what am I drinking? That's the
it's
episode we're in, right? What am I
yeah,
drinking? The what
yeah.
do you call it?
Well,
Not episode, but the segment. Thanks for asking, Woody. I'm drinking Knob Creek 9 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 9 years old. They say. Don't say it. Aged 9 years in a barrel.
really, in a barrel.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. I have to say, I drank some of the Old Forester Prohibition last night. I like it. It's 115. I think the sweets. This is 100 proof. I think the sweet spot for me is going to be about 100 to 108 proof. I like the other stuff too, but the drinkability and consumption is going to be around the 100 proof.
Yeah, I had 3 different bourbons this weekend.
Yeah, well, tell us about that. What I saw a lot of empty bottles. What was going on?
I thought that was so. I went up to Tennessee. I had to work on get the boat running for the springtime. It didn't want to start. That's how we ended the season last year. It didn't start. So I figured out it was a starter solenoid. So I had to order one and then go up there, make sure that's what indeed it was, and replace that and got running some. So I opened up the liquor cabinet and there was some Evan Williams bottled in bond. And so I made a drink out of it and it was finished the bottle. So I think I sent Dave a picture. Oops, finished the bottle. And then behind it's my favorite, which is the Evan Williams small batch. And so I made a second drink and it was just a little bit left after that. So I just made like a half drink, so 2.5 drinks. Oh, but that bottle was gone. So I sent Dave another picture. I'm like, oh boy, do I, what's going on here? I come home and I didn't want to drink a lot of have bourbon again, but then I'm like, I want to watch my race. And so I got the bottle from Oaklaw that my daughter gave me for Christmas had one drink in it. So I finished, drinks worth in it. So I finished 3 bottles, sent Dave the third picture, and I'm like, do I have a problem here?
Well, recycling's important too.
Yeah, yeah. So I did recycle all 3 bottles nicely.
Did you make a run for the border?
No, I did not. I did have a full bottle of my favorite here, and no, I didn't finish that or open
The
that.
small batch or the
Yeah,
bond?
the small batch. No, I don't buy the bond. I like the small batch a lot, and it's cheap. The liquor stores in Tennessee generally don't have the small batch. The only reason I had some is a new store just opened. I stopped in and they had a 750. I like to buy a handle that way I don't have to go so often.
What is the proof on the small batch?
80, I think.
Hmm.
Like most bourbons. So
okay, just a little watered down, but it's okay.
Well, I use it for me. I don't drink that.
You
straight.
mix, yeah, you mix.
Yeah, so
that's good. But it holds up in the drink, in the cocktail. You can still taste it.
Very nice. And I do that with either ginger beer or I make a Revolution with. We've talked about it before. Coffee liqueur.
The Revolver.
I'm sorry, I said Revolution, didn't I? Got
maybe
soccer teams on the mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a cigar today. Is it cold up there?
I was about to ask you how yes, it was very cold again. My wife is in Omaha and it snowed and she woke up to -4 degrees.
Yeah, so my brother's in St. Louis and he's, he has to give me the blow by blow minute to minute. He says, we're out of power and it's cold. And I'm like, whatever. And then
he lost power?
Yeah.
And you weren't worried about him freezing to death?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. Not at all.
So Sarah is driving home from Lancashire, kind of the central part of Pennsylvania, and she's heading back west to Pittsburgh. And she goes, Dad, I'm going to call you. It's going to start to rain. I want to call you and talk to you during the rainstorm. I'm like, okay. So it's raining. Of course, that was that front.
So while it's raining, she wants to further distract herself by talking on the phone.
Well, she had a little mishap while it was raining, so she wanted to be a little bit more confident. But so it's raining on the way home. She gets home, and it's dropping. The front's coming through, and then all of a sudden, I think she called her mom. She goes, Mom, it's snowing. There's 2 inches of snow outside. So, and it snowed, I guess, the whole night, and wind blew, and it was that front that came all the way across we got it in Florida. It was like hurricane winds. So it got pretty windy.
Crazy windy here. I lose a lot of branches in my yard as it is, but I came home to a few extra on Sunday. No, on Tuesday I came. No, I can't remember what day of the week it is. It must have been yesterday then. So
I got a question for you. Do you I was watching Mike Outdoors with the Morgans, and they had that same front came through and it blew down some trees on their property, which one of them knocked down a power line, which started a fire in their woods back in the back. And it knocked their power out, of course. And he's got all these Jackery battery backup sort of things. He's not a prepper, but he's got some stuff. Have you given any thought to preparing? Is there anything that you guys do in the event that power goes out or
not here
cataclysmic?
Not here because we're in the city and it goes out from time to time, but generally is back within a day. We regret not doing everything because I hear other neighbors here break out generators and stuff, like the little compact ones up at the lake. When we do move there full time, because it is fairly remote, we probably will. We have a propane tank on property for the hot water and other apparatus. And so, I would look at we're going to look at a generator and stuff for that place up there when we move there full time.
Is that the end game is to relocate to the country,
Yeah,
so to speak?
at least at this point in time, it is. But you never know. I never say never to somewhere else or staying here or something along. It's always up to what the kids are doing and where they are and things
Yeah,
of
it
that
sucks,
nature.
doesn't it?
But yeah, it does. Every time I go up there, I just want to stay because there's so many things I want to do. But like I said, I work on the boat. I got
Oh, that's
tops 4 hours to fix the boat, right? Because then I got to turn around and drive back to, you know.
Do you run ethanol free gas through there?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
There's plenty of it around up there. Down here, it's getting a little harder because I do get it for the mower and stuff. Just because I don't feel like draining the tank every time and doing all that. It's just easier to run the non-ethanol stuff.
Well, and the boat motor's not keeping gas in the motor; it's in the tank. So I mean, but
But it
still,
still turns to water, right? You'll
yeah.
still get water in your tank, and then it gets in your engine. So who wants to drain? It's a big tank, and so anyhow,
All right.
just better to run spend a little extra money on the gas and run things. If it's going to be a real busy week or weekend, I'll start with some ethanol in the jet ski or something, but then I switch it back to
Wait a minute, you get jet skis too?
one jet ski,
Who makes that one?
Yamaha.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my wife wanted one of those, and to be honest with you, kind of worked out. The pontoon boat we have a 90 horsepower on that, but it's a pretty big pontoon boat, and so we would drag the kids around on it and stuff, but you really couldn't get them going real fast. The jet ski, they get
whip 'em.
hauling on it. Yeah, they get them whipping on that thing.
We had people skiing behind those things at one point.
Yeah, well, you can ski behind this one. It's a little, I went a little too fast maybe on the engine. I'm like, oh yeah. Instead of going really wide and the big seats and stuff, I said let's go a little thinner to make sure it has speed. It's got some speed, all right, enough that when the water is choppy, you don't want to be out there on it. So,
okay.
But anyhow,
we're all over the place. You got a list for us of things to do? I've kind of got us.
Things to do? No, I will say I always try to drop a little knowledge. How much time we have left?
I don't know.
Oh, we got 10 minutes or so. Over 10 minutes left. You don't have anything else to talk about?
I got the car is ongoing.
Really? You got the car back last week?
I got the car back. The guy had to charge the battery, and I drove it home, and then I called AAA. They came out again, and I said, I think it's a bad battery. You're going to have to bring out another one. So he comes out and goes, well, we're going to test it first. So he puts the test on. He goes, well, contrary to popular belief, it's not the battery, Mr. Dave. It's it looks like it's your alternator. That's typically the way it goes. And so he goes, battery's in good shape. It needs to be charged, but your alternator is making electricity. It's just not sending it to the battery.
So that would be the regulator then. But unfortunately, car manufacturers started putting the regulator in the alternator. So you have to replace the whole alternator.
Well, at this point, I'm like, okay. So then I left to go to Orlando and left my car here. Of course, that drained the battery down to nothing. And so I went out to start it yesterday or today. I don't know. It wouldn't start. So then I called AAA to get a tow, and I've used up all my AAA credits for this month. And so I ended up calling, not a friend, but someone I met last year at an event. He's a tow truck provider. Still no friend discount. Still got the $150 tow.
Right.
I was thinking about pushing it at that point, but I couldn't do it.
Downhill.
Yeah. So $150 over to the shop. I'm into another. I think it seems like this inflation stuff that we went through. It must have been $500 to get an alternator fixed last time 5 years ago. $800. So $855. They're going to put a new belt on it and a new alternator.
Well, anytime manufacturers can blame the government for raising prices, they will.
Well, whatever. I mean,
and that's how it works.
It's just a pain in the butt. And I'm hoping he got it today and said, well, we got it started, but it was kind of mumbling along. These damn computer systems, I keep watching these things on Facebook where these guys are buying and selling these 78 Ford F-250s and Ford 150s.
Oh yeah.
And man, I'm thinking, I don't know, it's $35,000-$40,000 for one of these trucks.
Really?
Just, yeah, these things are stacked and rebuilt
Crazy.
really nice.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the show, I got a 2003 Jeep Liberty minus the gel coat.
And I'm just over these computers. It's like if something goes down, the whole thing, just put a carburetor back on it. Let me cut the power
I
steering
do get
cable
annoyed.
off.
Those fuel injectors are crazy expensive, and you got to buy them, and you got to buy one for every. You can't buy just a substitute. It's crazy how much money is in those now. So
I'm about ready to go back to a horse and buggy. This is crazy. Anyway,
so
so
do you have a car or not?
well, Sheila does, but I mean,
No, but do you have your car back? Is my point.
no, it's at the shop. So I'm gonna
Okay.
have to I just figured out how to do what's that shopping app?
Facebook Marketplace.
No, where you can order stuff and have it brought to your house.
Oh, Instacart is one of
Instacart.
them.
So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that Instacart goes to ABC Liquor because I'm out of cigars.
Hey, they do. I'm sure you can pay somebody to go there. Although, yeah, I guess they can. That's a good question. It's probably state by state if you can buy alcohol from those. Because
I just need cigars.
okay, well, you have to be 18 though, right?
I got that part.
Right. Well, I'm wondering if they
Yeah,
can buy
I know. The
stuff
people that
'cause
pick it
the
up.
kids would, the kids would go to the front door. It's for my dad. All right.
Anyway. Yeah,
Hey,
so
man.
that's the real world. Go ahead.
So before we wrap up, do you know why stoplights are red?
I don't.
Okay. Any guesses? You want to take a guess?
I seem to remember there was something to the sequence of the stoplight, original red being on top, yellow and green.
I don't know about the order. So actually, the traffic lights got their inspiration from the railroad industry.
Okay.
And the railroad industry originally used red for stop or danger, green for caution, and white for go. And as you can, I mean, all lights are essentially white, right? But they just put a lens on the front to indicate if it's red, green, or white. So what had happened, I think 1914, a red lens had broke on the track signal, and when the lens breaks, it's white, which means go. So the conductor thought it was go, and then they had a head-on collision with another train, and that's when they were like, hey, we got to stop. And so they changed to the red, green, yellow combination that we know today on the railroads. And the reason red is essentially chosen is because it's a low wavelength, which travels farther and is less susceptible to interference and all that. And so since that's the most important signal, meaning stop, they elected to use red for that ongoing. And that's where it all kind of came from. But I didn't know that. And I got to read this one because also humans and many animals are somewhat pre-programmed to notice red. It is the color of fire and blood, which naturally triggers an alertness response in our brains. So there you go.
So stop on blood.
Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous. Like most people stop when they see blood, right? I scream like a little schoolgirl.
Or they try to stop the bleeding. A lot of stops involved.
Well, yeah. See, no matter which way you take it, you end up with that. So.
So it's Tuesday night again. That's pretty good stories. That's good.
Every time we run out of stuff, I think to myself, is this our last show? Like we've run out of stuff to talk about? Have we told each other every story there is?
No, I don't think so. There's always something that stimulates something else.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So
Hence
you're
our
batching it,
discussion at the
huh?
beginning. Yeah, well, they kitchen passing it, I guess. So I'm not really a bachelor. I have the kitchen
You
pass.
got anybody in the house?
Yeah, my daughter's here, but she's, half here, half not. Her dog's here full time, but
Hmm. Now, I don't want
so
to open a wound here, but any discussion about it's too soon, I'm sure, but any replacement
oh,
discussion?
yes and no. My wife was taking care of a patient, and somehow they got on a conversation that my wife had just lost her dog, and the lady's like, "Oh, my dog just had a golden retriever, just had puppies, like, do you want one?" My wife really likes golden retrievers, so she's like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to fight it. But so yes, there was some talk about it, but I don't think we'll see when the pups are
6
weaned,
weeks.
and yeah, and they're ready to come home, because the lady got her name and everything's like, I'm going to find you on Facebook, and blah, blah, blah. But we have some travel coming up this year that kind of would make it difficult to have a young puppy. Yeah,
What
have
was
someone
the
take care of a
it was
puppy.
your
So
previous was a Yorkie, right?
a corgi.
Corgi, rather.
Yeah,
Was there
corgi.
some historical family with Barb or anyone else that the
No,
Corgi came
we
about?
no, we really paid attention to um dogs that did well with kids,
The
and
Queen.
were, more yeah, good, and the queen liked them, and more family type animals, and we had both kind of agree. We both like the corgis and the look, and I like a smaller dog, not a real small, not a teacup dog or anything like that, but I also don't like really big dogs, and
What was
so
their
we kind of landed
temperament
there.
like? Was it a feisty little thing, or is it kind of friendly?
Yeah, friendly, but not with other dogs. They
Hmm.
did not like other dogs, and most corgis are that way. Um, Granted, you can train them out of that if you want, but we did not socialize her enough in her younger days so we kind of missed that window
Right.
of getting her socialized. So, but with people, she was fine. Just other dogs, she wasn't particularly fond of.
I wonder what they
So,
were bred for. Do you have any idea?
herding, I think. In fact, in my
Hold on.
okay,
Alexa, what
better
was the
hurry it up.
breed of corgis bred for?
Corgis were originally bred as herding dogs in Wales. They're perfect for the job with their short legs and nimble bodies, able to herd everything from ducks to cattle.
And they would
Right.
nip, because they were low to the ground. They could nip the hind legs of things. And when it was an early puppy around here chasing the kids around, my wife would find puppy teeth in their pants all of the time from that dog chasing them, nipping them at their heels. So, because that was her way of playing, kind of thing, doing that. But yeah, she
Yeah.
was, like I said, and absolute beast with the catching a ball. So
Oh
she
yeah.
was, yeah, and just wouldn't stop. You couldn't get that dog to stop playing catch with the ball. So,
Yeah, that
but
Springers do that too.
yeah, it's just she would bring you the ball, and then you put it on the floor, and she'd put it in your lap. You put it on the floor, and
Like
she'd
I'm here to
put,
play. Let's get
yeah,
on
she
with it.
like pushing your face with it, like, let's get this on. I one time played. I was throwing it out the garage down the driveway. Played it. Paws started bleeding from the rough cement.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
good Lord, you won't even stop.
Take a break.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and of course, then I stopped once I noticed that. So, but anyhow,
All right. Well,
well,
I
let's
didn't want
wrap
to
this
bring up
one
a
up.
sore subject, but
No,
okay.
it's not.
Oh,
It's not
listen,
at all.
hey, great show. Um, here comes the fun part.
I know. I have notes on this. I read somewhere about how to say goodbye.
Well, tune in next week. By the way, listen to us on Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, where we listen to podcasts. And be
And
sure
if
to
you're
go over to
searching for us,
and be
right?
sure to go over to YouTube and type in 26 characters. We can help with Dave and Woody. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, if we get more subscribers or more views,
Did we
then
get? I said
it,
we wanted 10 new subscribers this week. Did we get any?
we got 2 that I'm aware of. I don't
Hold
have it
on,
up in
let's
front. I'm
check that
looking on my
because I think it's time
screens.
we start drilling down on this. I'm getting tired of it. I still don't understand. I'm listening to my guys I listen to, and there's a guy Boozle who I listen to for bourbon now,
Oh,
and he says there's so many people that watch the show that have not subscribed yet. And his attitude was, I don't know why you're doing this. Why not just go ahead and subscribe? Well, I don't know. This is more than I've seen in the past, but I don't know. If can we talk about the number of subscribers we have?
Oh yeah, it's nothing to brag about.
49.
Yeah.
I can't open. They've told me I can't open any more accounts on my phone.
I have 48 open
40.
at the moment.
49. 40 of them are mine. 49 subscribers, folks. That's pittance.
It is. We've had weeks of over 100 views and things of that nature. So there's plenty of people. I have looked at the stats, and we do have plenty of people popping in. So it'd be great. Like you said, maybe we should hit this up at the first 5 minutes versus the last 5 of a 45-minute show.
But people understand the game. I mean, really,
they
let's
do.
get on with it.
Let's enjoy the show.
How about a sympathy subscribe? That's what we're asking for.
Sympathies.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
How do I
things
stop
to do,
this
place
thing?
to go, people to go.
Sure you do. All right, hang on a second. How do I get this thing to stop?